So Jose, here at Harry, we receive a lot of questions from companion parrot caretakers about what to feed their birds. It's pretty simple for us. We feed 100% TROPICAN.
Yes.
But what would you recommend for the companion parrot caretaker?
Well, ideally, we don't recommend that they feel 100% TROPICAN unless they're in a breeding type situation, and that would be achievable mainly out of breeding season. What is recommended for companion parrot caretakers is to try and help them to achieve at least a 70% of the diet being the granules and the TROPICAN. That leaves you 30% of space to work with so that you can do some kind of feeding enrichment with the other types of food that you can offer.
Okay. So here we have some TROPICAN already weighed out for us. What does this quantity represent?
Well, right now what we've done is, for demonstration purpose, we've put in 33 grams of TROPICAN, and this represents the daily intake of food for our Amazons, principally our double yellow-headed Amazons, which are quite large-sized Amazons that weigh about 450 to 550 grams. This is what they need to maintain a healthy body weight daily.
Okay, so this would be like the 100%.
That's the 100%. That would be what we would be feeding here should the birds be on a restricted diet, which they're not. So obviously our birds here actually are presented a larger quantity of food than this per day, but this is what they require to eat to maintain healthy nutritional intake daily and healthy body weight as well.
It's actually a small amount.
It sure is, and this is what's surprising when people start to feed an extruded formula such as TROPICAN. They're always surprised that the bag actually lasts for quite some time, and the birds are not eating quite a lot of it. The reason for that is the caloric value of our food is quite high, and therefore the birds actually reach satiety with optimal nutrition, with a balanced amino acid profile, and with the proper fats, and with the proper nutrients. And this actually helps you to achieve this 70%. Usually people are in doubt how they can actually do that. There are different strategies. We call them our feeding strategies, and we'll be discussing a few of these ideas with you so that you can try and implement some of these on a regular basis with your companion bird.
So this is the minimum amount of TROPICAN required to maintain a healthy body weight.
Yes.
But we can actually feed ad lib, can't we?
Of course. And at Harry, all of our birds actually have an ad lib, which is an unlimited quantity, of course, of food that they can eat daily. They don't choose to do so because they're eating branches, and they're actually having other activities to do, such as misting and preening and eating leaves, of course, from the fresh branches that are offered to them. But in a cage environment, for our companion birds, we do recommend that the TROPICAN extruded granules are offered ad lib, several different locations within this bird's different lifestyle, where he lives, where he plays, where he sleeps, of course, where he also spends some time on his activity gyms, so that the birds can have always access to it.
And I'm sure they waste some of it as well, right?
They do, so we wouldn't want to offer just this limited amount
of it, right?
Yes. Now, some species of birds waste everything that we give them, and of course this would be a little bit foolish to offer a large dish. It might be very discouraging if all of it winds up on the bottom of the cage. So offering limited quantities daily is usually ideal. And of course, Suzanne, you do know on the importance, of course, of making sure that the food bowl is refreshed every day.
Right. And there's also could be powder in the food dish that you have to watch out for as well, right?
Even more so because this is an extruded formula. And very important to remove the powder from the dishes every day because of the high moisture that is in this food. We wouldn't want this powder to become contaminated. So it's very important. And some birds, of course, as Kavina was sharing with us, her African grey actually makes powder with it and then turns it all around. So we have to make sure we're digging inside of the dish every day and making sure that we're removing it. Now, I find that the biggest spoilage that I see is when people are trying to mix it into their seed dish. And of course, this is sometimes a futile attempt to make sure that the birds are eating a larger quantity or percentage of extruded pellets. But this usually leads to a lot of spoilage because the birds might toss it out, favoring instead very fatty seed, sunflower seed, that's in the same bowl. So we don't recommend that you offer it this way.